Here's Dreamer chapter 5. His feet felt as heavy as lead, and it was difficult for him to focus. It was like he was in a foggy cloud. He realized that he was in some kind of a suit. Slowly the fog disappeared, and all that he could see was a red desert all around him. Where am I? He said aloud as his breath discolored, steaming up the screen of the helmet he was wearing. His heavy boots printed their shape into the dry, dusty soil. It was like walking on treacle. A voice echoed inside his helmet, making him jump. Keep focused, Jack. Keep on course. It intoned in between a lot of beeps and crackles. He realized that he wasn't even on Earth, but where was he? A voice in his helmet informed him that he was the first man to walk on Mars, which was very helpful and frightening. Jack decided to go with it and get on with the job. He had a flag in his hand and it was British. That was a good sign. He knew what he must do. Slowly, ever so slowly, he trudged over the red Martian surface. The suit was hot and sticky. It was like he was mummified, but he knew that he couldn't stop. His colleagues in the world were relying on him. There was mountains in the distance and he wasn't keen on climbing them. He didn't know if his poor legs could take it. The voice in his ear commanded him to keep going. He only had 100 yards to go, but it was hard going over the bumpy, sandy soil. It felt like 100 miles. With one last Herculean effort, he struck the flag into the Martian surface. Touchdown, said the enthusiastic voice in his ear. Jack could imagine the scenes back home, the cheering crowds and his smiling face, beaming into a million homes. He felt proud to perform the task for his country and the world. He looked up at the black, unfamiliar sky, and he was startled to see a red triangle of light hovering in the distance as it watched him. It gave off a mild humming noise like a small fridge. Jack knew it wasn't one of theirs, and it wasn't a satellite. It was a UFO. Again, the voice in his ear commanded him to wait for the space station to land. Jack decided to not tell them what he had seen. He didn't want to be made fun of. The UFO craft hovered over the blood-red mountains, pulsing in the sky, and then it shot off into deep space at mind-boggling speed, as if it had been fired by a gigantic catapult. Jack sat on the nearest rock. He was exhausted from all of the excitement and exertion. He closed his eyes as the orders in his helmet slowly became a lullaby.